2. Little astronomers, do you know that 50 years ago, on July 20th, 1969, humans landed on the moon? It's true, and it was one of the greatest achievements in history. The mission was called Apollo 11, and the astronauts were Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins. But we'll focus on Neil Armstrong because he was the first person to walk on the moon. B. Before we start, don't forget to press the like button if you haven't already. And let's get started. Neil Armstrong was born in Ohio, United States on August 5, 1930. He had a great passion for flying and the moon landings. When he was just 6 years old, he built a model rocket and launched it into the sky. That day, young Neil realized that his dream was to become an astronaut and explore space. When he grew up, Neil joined the Navy and learned to be a pilot. Then he applied to NASA and became an astronaut. At that time, NASA was preparing the Apollo missions to land humans on the moon. So Neil trained hard to be ready for the mission. He practiced walking on the moon in a special suit, and he learned how to fly the lunar module. Finally, it was time for the launch. On July 16, 1969, Apollo 11 took off from Cape Canaveral, Florida aboard the Saturn V rocket. This rocket was one of the most powerful ever built, and it took the spacecraft and astronauts to the moon. After 4 days in space, they reached the moon and began orbiting it. Now it was time for Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin to go down on the moon. They entered the lunar module, a small spacecraft that looked like a basket. Then the modules separated from the main spacecraft and began descending. As they approached the surface, Neil said, "Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed." This was the first human landing on the moon. Can you imagine how exciting it was? Then, Neil put on his spacesuit, which was white with a big helmet and black boots. He opened the door of the lunar module and stepped onto the moon. At that moment, he became the first person to walk on the moon. Neil spent 2 hours outside the lunar module, taking samples of moon rocks and soil. He also planted an American flag and left a plaque that said, "We came in peace for all mankind." Then, he rejoined Buzz Aldrin in the lunar module, and they closed the door. After leaving the moon, Neil and Buzz returned safely to Earth. They splashed down in the Pacific Ocean and were recovered by a U.S. Navy ship. The moon landing was a historic event that inspired people around the world. It showed that humans can achieve anything if they set their mind to it. Now, it's your turn to show that you have what it takes. If you want to be an astronaut or scientist, study hard and never give up on your dreams. We hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. You can also comment below with your thoughts or suggestions for future videos. And now it's time for a quiz. Answer these questions about the video to check how much you paid attention. What year did the moon landing happen? 1961, 1965, 1969. Who was the first person to walk on the moon? Alan Shepard, Yuri Gagarin, Neil Armstrong. What spacecraft did Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin use to land on the moon? Lunar module. For how long did Neil Armstrong walk on the moon? 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Where did Apollo 11 take off from? Cape Canaveral, Florida. Thank you for watching this video about the moon landing. We hope you enjoyed learning about this amazing event in history and the brave astronauts who made it possible. If you want to learn more about space exploration or other fascinating topics, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to get notified when we upload new videos. We have lots of fun and educational content planned for you, so don't miss out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.